Good morning. This is Janet with the West End Library in Laurelton, Pennsylvania. And I am doing April's book review, and we are doing Liane Moriarty, and the book is entitled The Husband's Secret. This was my first experience reading a novel by Liane Moriarty, and at first I wasn't sure how I felt about it. There were so many characters introduced, and it took me a while to put together that all the characters' lives intersected somehow. Basically, there are three different stories revolving around three different families taking place and how the families interact. Taking place in Australia, where the author also actually lives, the storyline does go back and forth between the past and the present, so that the stories can be best understood and how the past events set the storyline for the present. The husband's secret revolves around a letter that his wife accidentally finds and begins to wonder if she should read the letter or not. It had been addressed to her by her husband, and on the envelope it had stated that it was to be read in the event of his death. Of course, her natural curiosity comes into play, vacillating back and forth between reading the letter or not reading it. The main theme throughout the storyline revolves around the death of a girl many years ago. At first, the death is ruled a murder, and the murderer was never identified. However, throughout the book, little snippets are brought out in regards to the health of the girl and how she had had a doctor appointment on the day of her murder. Had she gone to the doctor appointment, she would have been diagnosed with a condition that could have begun to have treatment and possibly surgery very quickly. Her condition, as it is revealed, is what actually caused her death. The girl's mother spends her life in remorse and constantly believing that a certain boy is responsible for her death, since the boy was who her daughter had been seeing at the time. However, there had been another person that the girl had been seeing as well, but no one knew about her seeing him. As the story progresses, more and more interactions between the three families come into play, and how their past stories have affected the present. The characters in The Husband's Secret are very well fleshed out, including the children of the main characters. Each has something to contribute to the family dynamic and the underlying meaning of some of the storyline. At first, when the Easter holiday was mentioned and how it was coming into the fall season, it didn't occur to me at first that the seasons are reversed in the Southern Hemisphere. So that took a bit of getting used to while reading. The letter that the wife finds explains the situation regarding the girl who died many years prior and changes the entire family dynamic. When the mother of the girl who died finds out about the person involved with her death, and another situation comes up regarding the mother, the storyline moves from blame to acceptance into forgiveness. The characters all move into a better understanding of the past and are able to move on with their lives. As I mentioned, this was the first book by Liane Moriarty that I had read, and since I did enjoy this book very much, I may consider reading more of her works.